Alrighty, welcome to the final part of the 100% tutorial. This one's going to be a little bit shorter, and realistically, there's not a whole lot you need to know that you wouldn't know if you've already ran the game before. I'm going to point something out real quick here before we even select this. If you want a charm for Hub 5, you really want to be sure you don't die to Clockwork or something like that when you're starting out the category, or you're worried that if you have to do Bentley skip in this category still. You need to enter the hack level though, so if you don't want to do Bentley skip, you can just enter the hack level and complete the hack. But the hack is a little challenging, especially if you don't do it. You don't practice it or anything like that. So if you want to have a charm, if you absolutely want to have a charm, and you didn't get enough coins to get one from Peril Assistance MTS, you can go over here and select Hub 3, and then go to Grave Undertaking, and this is the fastest charm that you can get. You just run in here, grab the charm, and as soon as it lands on your back, you're just going to VMAP right back to the hideout. An unfortunate side effect of this is Bentley's going to be talking to you. He's going to explain, he's happy you got the thing, and then a cutscene's going to spawn, but you can just press triangle right away to skip that cutscene. So it is like a 10 or 15 second time loss, but, it gets you a charm, so if you really want to get a charm, you want to spend the extra time, you can do that to get a charm. And I actually recommend it when you're just starting out with this category, or really when you're just starting out speedrunning this game in general. It's kind of a moot point at this point. I feel like no one's going to be starting out with 100%, so that's going to go on deaf ears anyway, but still. Spending 15 extra seconds to guarantee that you don't die to Clockwork, or if Bentley skip messes with you, you're fine. And you will be doing Sinking Peril. You can do that level with fast, since you have the ability unlocked. It's not locked in Sinking Peril. So that can be a little scary. I don't recommend doing Sinking Peril with fast right away. It only saves probably 20 seconds over any percent. So, well, any percent in all keys. So I would just recommend you not do it with fast. But if you want to sprinkle in fast here and there, it's always going to be faster than not using it. So if you want to sprinkle it in, you can. Like I said, I don't recommend it. But having that charm does make doing those strats a lot safer. This level is pretty much just an auto-scroller. You can pre-aim the first of each of the owls. For this portion, I will explain this again, just in case anybody is watching this that has trouble with the falcons. I like to stay in this little quadrant here, and just kind of circle back and forth and shoot the birds as they spawn, or shoot the birds in this area. And generally speaking, I never have any issues. I don't know what happened there. But generally speaking, I don't have any issues, and I can kill all of them before I get hit. But luckily, I went and grabbed that charm, so we're good to go. Now here is Burning Rubber, and the best piece of advice that I can give you for Burning Rubber is, since we're doing 100%, you probably know how to use Claw. Now, I recommend using the Claw method of holding your controller, and you're going to be using your index finger to hit the square button. And that's the push attack that you can do. You can use this to hit computers a little bit quicker, give yourself a bigger hitbox, and then you use that to kill the slugs. And the second piece of advice that I can give you is you don't focus too hard on killing slugs. If a slug is going to get to a computer before you, just let it. Completely ignore that computer and the slug, and just try to find a better route. Since you're using the claw method, you can use your thumb to move the camera around a lot. Always keep a good survey of the area, see where computers are kind of stacking up. If you're going for one computer and you see a slug that's going for like 2 or 3, you can kind of prioritize those. Another thing to point out is there are only 4 slugs. There are not multiple, slugs don't respawn. You don't kill them and then they respawn. There are only 4 of them, and then there are 2 entrances back onto the board that they can get on. The one over by the door, and then this one over here by start. So whenever you knock them off of the board, they will choose the quickest way to get back onto the thing. So you can kind of, if you knock them closer to the middle area, and then they'll spend longer off of the board hitting computers. Those are kind of like the biggest pointers that I can give anyone for this minigame. It looks like we could potentially, oh no, he broke it. Dang, I was gonna say we could potentially get 61 computers, but that slug sniped us. Yeah, we would have broke it too, man. Sucks. Okay. So, this is gonna get a little weird. Alright. If you are going to do Bentley skip, if you know how to do it for any percent in all keys, and you want to do it in 100%, I'm not going to stop you. If you're just starting out with the category, and you're not very good at Bentley skip, I'm honestly going to recommend that you don't do it. Bentley skip doesn't save nearly as much time as it does in any percent in all keys, because you have to watch the cutscene and enter the hacking level regardless. You don't have a choice. Entering the hacking level gives you a percentage point, so you need to do it. For that reason, backing out of the hacking level and then doing Bentley skip is still faster than doing the hacking level, but you have to get Bentley skip within 30 seconds to a minute for it to really save any relevant amount of time. And if you just can't get Bentley skip in that portion of time, it's not faster. But if you are going to do Bentley skip, this is how I'm going to recommend that you do the level. So I'm going to recommend, if you're doing Bentley skip, that you come and you do Bentley skip first. Now this is slower than just outright triggering the cutscene. The fastest method of doing this whole little sequence is to just jump in there right now and trigger the cutscene. What I recommend you do instead, though, is you come over here and you do Bentley skip first. And the reason why is if you fail it and you land in the cutscene trigger, you had to do it anyway. You had to do that anyway, so you didn't waste that much time, right? You maybe failed the attempt 1 or 2 times, and you land in the cutscene, whatever. You're good to go. You just exit out of the hack and you do Bentley skip again. That's why I recommend you do this first. Now, if you get Bentley skip and you're successful, do this and there we go. Okay, that was sketchy, but it worked. So if you get Bentley skip, we're gonna have to go back there eventually. We're gonna have to go back there, and you also have to do this trick right here where you pause to skip this cutscene. Now, I'm gonna recommend that you just load the game here and you do temporary truce right now. The reason for this is if you back out and you go right back to Daring Rescue and you go and trigger the cutscene and then go and enter the hack level, and then if you map back here, you have to do this pause a second time. And this trick isn't hard. This trick is very, very easy, but in that same respect, it's very, very easy to mess it up, and messing it up can lose 30 seconds to a minute. So, if you only have to do this trick once, only do it once. So if you're gonna do Bentley skip first, I recommend you just straight away do this level. This level, just like Murray's Big Gamble and King of the Hill, these slugs will spawn in the same spot every single time. Gonna make sure you kill them as quickly as possible. If you do, a slug will not spawn here. And then as soon as you kill those, you want to try to aim up here at the top here. and try to break these when you have some downtime. His slide's gonna be running across up top there, and slugs will spawn, and if he has to stop, it'd be a lot, a lot scarier, so. You're good to go. Once you've broken all of these, Sly can run all the way across, and you don't have to kill any slugs. There's a very, very rare chance, though, that this slug, right here, this one, he will get kind of like proxied off of that second slug behind him, and get pushed forward a little bit, and he'll kill Sly. So I just killed him anyway. You don't lose time killing them. Maybe you lose frames to some lag, but I mean, I'd rather lose a few frames than my run. You know what I mean? So here, now that we are in Sinking Peril, normally we would have to load the game to skip a cutscene in Sinking Peril. However, since we need to come back here, we can come back here into this thing here, trigger the cutscene, enter the hacking level, and then we can view map out of the hack level back up to Sinking Peril, and we're good to go. We'll be right down where we would have been if we loaded the game to skip the cutscene. So, you lose maybe 5 seconds. If you do everything perfectly optimally, doing this safer route is like 5 seconds of time loss. And that's it. Maybe 7. If you do the fastest route perfect. But so here, if you're not doing Bentley skip, this hack, normally, if you're playing on PS2, Bentley will be green here. I'm playing on PS3, or BC PS3, so Bentley is black for whatever reason. He's like blacked out. What you do when you do this hack is you break these little yellow things out of the little cages, and you collect them. You have 5 points of health, and the 5 points of health are for breaking things or for getting hit by this. The little clockwork drone, if he hits you with the red thing, it instantly kills you. So you want to make sure you don't get hit by that. But otherwise, you only have to do that like 3 or 4 times if you want to do the hack. But since we're not doing the hack, we did Bentley skip. We're just gonna go right over here back to Sinking Peril. Like I said, you can use fast for this if you would like. I recommend you don't do it. I'm doing that right now. But that's because I've done this hundreds of times. I meant to do a little skip there, but... And a thing to note, if you are using fast for any part of this level, whenever Bentley comes on screen, even if you're holding down the fast button, you will lose your extra speed. So it's a little weird. Now, I'm just kind of showing off. He says as he gets a dropped input. I'm just kind of showing off there. I don't recommend you do that. But if you're just learning the game, I definitely don't recommend you do that. However, if you already know how to play the game, you've ran the other categories before, go ahead and do some of these fancy strats. It doesn't matter. So weird. Alright. Now, all we have left to do is go and kick Clockwork's butt. And you should be at 99%. Killing Clockwork gives you the final percentage point, so... If you're at 99, don't worry, you didn't miss anything. That's where you're supposed to be at. Some games will give you the 100% before you actually kill the boss, and it's kind of weird. I don't understand why it does that. That's weird. Well, whatever. You can see some parts of this that, you would normally see. How are those missing? Jeez. That's so weird. Oh well.
Nice shooting, Sly! You got him! Wow, that's one tough owl.
I don't get it. You're so familiar with my family. You must have known.
And I'm not really explaining the boss fight too much here because I've already done that in my other tutorials. So if you really want to know the ins and outs of this boss fight, those resources are there, but I'm not gonna explain them again. I'm just gonna beat up Clockwork.
Doesn't create great thieves. It takes great thieves to create the Thievius Raccoonus.
Enough, Sly Cooper. It ends here. I will finish you like I finished your father. And the Cooper line will be erased, and they only lasted me for me, Clockwork.
Yeah, you stupid owl. Are you even an owl anymore? Are you just pure hate?
You can't dodge me forever. My intellect is refined. My experience is greater.
Don't do that. Don't pre-fire the shots. Alright, I guess one thing I will point out,
Holy champ, Sly! You've got to get to his head and destroy it
I'm...
before his auto-
Shut up, Bentley. I'm not the biggest fan of doing incredibly risky strats in longer runs until you absolutely need them. So when you're just starting out, I'm gonna tell you, I don't care how good you are at Clockwork Jump, there's no reason to do it. There's just not. If you have a charm, go ahead, take a shot at it, but there's just no reason. It's not worth it. Not worth that 5% chance that you can mess it up. Just do the platforming.
Feet together.
You can also use fast through this portion, but note that every time Clockwork talks, it will get rid of your fast, so it's weird. But look down at the bottom left-hand corner. Hey, we have 100%. We did it!
Snatched
Yay!
that last piece of the Thievius
Got some
Raccoonus from
confetti in the
Clockwork's
air.
claw.
You
I've taken
now
down each
know
member
how to
of the Thievius
run.
Five. Raleigh, Mugshot,
This a little bit.
Ms. Ruby.
You now know how to run Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus and get 100% completion in it. And it wasn't nearly as bad as I'm sure some people may think, and they may have thought beforehand. It's not that bad. I make it look really obnoxious because I do a lot of things that you shouldn't be doing when you're learning the game, when you're learning the category. But I do that stuff because I need to be as fast as possible, so here you go, guys. Hope this helped in any way, even if it was just one part. You know, I hope something in any of these parts helped out, whether, you know, it made you think differently about the thief sprints, made you think differently about the fast ability, anything like that. This category is fantastic, absolutely amazing, I love it. Pieces, it hates me with a flaming passion, but, you know, love-hate relationships, how it is sometimes, but I highly recommend you pick it up if you've been thinking, you know, man, what else am I gonna do in Sly, you know? I don't know. Even if you don't, you know, go for record or anything like that, just go ahead and jam out some runs. It's a lot scarier than it looks. You know, a lot scarier than it looks. But that'll be it. I won't ramble on into this one. Just say once again, thank you guys for checking out the tutorial, and again, I hope it helped out. And if you have any questions, you know, feel free to contact me anywhere that you could think to get a hold of me. I'm more than willing to answer any questions. And yeah, peace out.